Good morning. This is Pastor Ernie Lewis of the Blue Point Church with your thought for the day. I wonder if you have ever heard the words of Jesus in John chapter 4, where he is actually talking to his disciples. And he says to them in John chapter 4 and verse 35, "Do not say there are yet 4 months, then comes the harvest. Look, I tell you, lift up your eyes and see that the fields are white already unto harvest." I know that Jesus had been walking through the area of Samaria. He had been leading his disciples to this place, and probably they had passed several fields. Perhaps the grain looked like it was getting ripe, and they knew their seasons. They knew that it was coming time. But that's not what Jesus was talking about at all. He was using this to illustrate a point about lives that were ripe for harvest into the kingdom. As a matter of fact, John chapter 4 is actually the place where Jesus dealt with the woman at the well. And whenever he talked to her, she was shocked that Jesus would even speak to a Samaritan woman. That was not the custom of the day. They didn't seem to like each other. And of course, when she found out Jesus knew all of her sordid past, she was even more surprised that he would have anything to do with her. But then whenever Jesus revealed that he was the Messiah, she ran off into the city and began to tell others about this man that told her everything she had ever done. She said, "Is this not the Christ?" And Jesus pointed out to his disciples, "I'm afraid you're missing the mission that we're on." You see, the mission of God's followers is actually to make more God's followers. The whole idea of the harvest is the fact that there are many souls out there today who need to know Jesus. And I really feel like these words are even more pertinent for the day that we live in. Do not say there are yet 4 months and then there will be a harvest. Look on the fields. They are white already unto harvest. I do believe that the days that we're living in are tumultuous, frightening. They have changed a lot of things about our perspective of the future. But I also believe that we need to recognize that God has a plan to draw men unto himself. And he wants to use us in that plan. As a matter of fact, his main goal in this verse is to tell us, don't think that I'm going to wait for a certain time in the future to tell somebody about Jesus. Or don't think that there is going to be a great harvest coming where we're going to prepare souls to know about Jesus. He said, look on the fields. And as I look on the fields today, I see that some of them are being more prepared for harvest. I see that the time is getting closer for our region and for our crops. But I also realize that the souls of men are in great need of Jesus. In the days that we're living in, we need to be sharing the gospel even more than ever before, perhaps. And we, as these disciples, need to look on the fields. Maybe even to those places that they were not generally looking. When Jesus brought them to this place, he said, I need to go through Samaria. And probably many of them said, no, Lord, let's go the regular route. We don't go to that area. So what area is it, or what person is it that we have been avoiding that needs to know Christ? Look on the fields. They are white unto harvest. And the Lord says, it's time to get busy.